This puzzle is so mind-blowing that even Stockfish, the computer, can't solve it. So let's try to make sense of this position, shall we? So here, white is down 2 pawns, but black has a few issues. Their king and their queen are passive, and their knight is undefended. But if we just take their knight immediately, black can make a draw by checking us and winning our last pawn. So that doesn't work. And if we take their pawn like this, black can actually take shelter under our own pawn. And once again, this game should be a draw after black chases our king away. So there's only one move to win in this position, and it's very, very difficult to see. The only winning move for white is the enigmatic bishop to c7. Sacrificing the queen. If black takes the bishop, by the way, there's a pawn takes f7 check, a pin, and a fork, a pork. So black, of course, will take our queen. And now we take the pawn with check. The whole point was to remove the guard of the pawn. Black's king only has 2 moves. One of them loses immediately. King f8, bishop d6 check. Okay, so black goes to the corner. Isn't white completely lost now? No, there's one amazing resource for white. It's bishop to e5. Threatening a checkmate with the king. Because the king is in the corner as no squares. Even if they check, it doesn't matter because this leads to checkmate. So any king move would be made, so black has to be really careful about how to prevent this. If they play pawn h6, would that help them? No, because we have king to simply g6, and it's mate. So is that it? Does this work for white? Not quite. The reason why computers can't solve it is because they don't know what happens after queen c5, the only defensive move, keeping an eye on the pawn promotion, but also trying to get rid of white's checkmating piece, the bishop. So if we move the king, discover check. Unfortunately, black sacrificed the queen with check, so we don't have time to make a promotion. And after takes, this is now lost for white. So queen c5 seems to be a pretty big obstacle for white to overcome. How can we win this game? Well, we gotta move the bishop somewhere safe. My first thought when I was trying to solve this puzzle was bishop to the corner, bishop a1. Can't catch me. If the queen tries to take the bishop, now we can sacrifice the bishop when they take. It's not with the check. So f8 is a checkmate. But after bishop a1, black has one way to stop the mate and even win the game. It's to use this corner knight that seems to be useless and making it useful with knight c7. And all of a sudden, our king is trapped. We have no king moves. Only the bishop can move and only one square. So then I thought, what if we wait and put black in a zugzwang? Because bishop b2, if they move the knight, we can go king e6 mate. If they move the queen, we could potentially go f8 or king f5 checkmate. But black has one move. a4. Now I wait. And a3. And now, instead of black being in zugzwang, we are in zugzwang and we lose the game. Unbelievable. But then I realized something. What if this position was black's turn? Then black has to move the pawn and then our bishop is free again. Wait a second. Let's go back. After queen c5, the move is bishop to b2, and only bishop b2 wins the game. After knight c7, preventing king e6, bishop a1, a4, bishop b2, a3, bishop a1, black is in zugzwang, not white, a2, bishop b2, a1, bishop takes a1. What are you gonna do now? The knight can't move, the queen can't move. Black has one last trick, knight d5 check, king e6 counter check, knight blocks. But it makes no difference because we take bishop takes c3 check, queen takes c3, and f8 checkmate.